So this whole stick, I liked the original proportions and shape of it, but it was too far this way. So I thought, okay, we'll move it over, whatever it was, 2 inches. And I kept the same shape, but what happened was then this limb going off began to bother me a little bit because it was quite long. And it was fairly parallel to this shoreline, which I don't want. Because all it does then is reinforce this line that's going off the painting. We have another parallel one almost that's going off the painting, so close to it. And being a vertical, I would prefer to close this gap a little bit, or at least to indicate, some upward movement to help to oppose that. So that's what I'm going to do. And as well, because when I'm painting these things, I always tend to not worry too much about cutting into the darker areas. There's no point in worrying about it because you'll become very tentative, and you can paint over it unless you've got a lot of texture there. So I'm getting rid of some of these frayed looking spots. By again dumping some color on there. And this is such a strong form in the painting. I would like a hard line. I would prefer not to have sort of a fuzzy edge there. So I often do this. Because it makes the final product. Pretty crude name for a hopefully work of art. But I prefer to make it look crisp and vivid. That's what I like. I like vividness. Vividity. If that's a word. Kind of doubt it. So let's carry this up and off. Be a little bit careful here. I don't want to go too thick. That's sort of going to do that. This is more or less going to do that. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good improvement. Excellent. A few irregularities. I don't want it to be smooth like a ballet dancer. To look too fluid. It's already going to look fairly fluid, but then, given that it's a knife painting, the texture of the knife work will already take care of most of that. No, I need to do the rocks. I need to do this on other portions in the painting as well, but let's not worry about those right now. Let's just get this one done because I'm thinking this is more than likely to be the next bit of content in the painting that I'm gonna paint. Okay. Oh heck, well we're down here and I've still got this color on my palette. Why not use it up? Okay. Now that is adequate. Adequate, something I'm not usually fond of. Adequate just means good enough, and good enough, well, that might apply in some places for the time being until you actually get to the seriousness of it, but more often than not, adequate just won't do the job. This thing that we're doing is a craft, and you don't want to rush it. You want to treat it with respect, or you will fail. Ask me how I know. Okay, that's pretty much ready to go. Maybe we'll allow that to... I was thinking of having this branch come off behind this trunk, but maybe we'll put in a few lines there to give us the option of having it, you know, grow out up and around the corner a little bit. Kind of like we did with this one. This branch is coming out of this side. This branch is coming out of this side. That knob is coming out from behind. This is around the corner and behind the trunk as well. You want to have a little bit of variety. Not all branches come out towards you. Not all branches go up the sides. Not all branches appear from behind the tree, typically. So I think that's going to do the job on this. I like that, you know, going up. Close this quite a bit. Didn't double down on this horizontality of this line. Good, I like it. Let me just back the camera up and you can have a peek at the water, because the water is maybe not finished but very close to it. And let's see if I can... I'm not going to do that because frankly looking through the camera at that sun is just irritating. As one of you guys said, does the painting come with sunglasses? And Scott, you said maybe more like a welder's mask. And yeah, maybe more like a welder's mask. doesn't look like there's a lot to show for it because it has taken me quite a while to do this, but I think the water is pretty much in shape. We might want to introduce a couple of these vaguer colors down here, maybe a stroke or two, maybe not. I'm waiting until I have more of the painting covered in. The dark outlining that I just sort of reinstituted on this trunk, I have to do the same thing in these trees in various areas. But for the time being, I'm not going to worry about it, because I still may have to work in behind here, along here. I mentioned to you that this line seemed a little too harsh. It seems less so now that we have a lot of this going on in the water. When I take this area and I bring some of these colors into it, it may very well be that this line is not too harsh. And if I don't have to touch it, I don't want to touch it. Anyway, that's it, I think, for the moment. Now I'm going to blind you. At least you can see the whole sort of composition in place. Yeah, I see lots of potential here. I like it. Not going to say I love it, because I don't love anything until it's finished. But we are hoping for the best. And I think so far, so good. See you soon.